things.
I will
Please
travel
don't.
across the bacon.
Bacon grease to D.
Give me a
No,
second.
I lost it. Damn it.
It's bacon grease.
do
to
that
my
sometimes.
best friend. Bacon grease.
Bacon grease.
Bacon grease.
Songs about bacon grease.
Bacon. Rabble.
Robble,
Yeah.
robble.
Man, this rabble sure is rousing.
Gross. Cheeseburger.
Not ugly.
Gross.
That's different.
Hamburger.
Fucking gross.
All right.
Some of the rabble could be arousing.
Oh shit! I got a bunch of stuff to
Whoa,
open. because
whoa, we
I
just said
am
rousing, not
busting
arousing. Calm down,
I
Chris.
know,
Rousing, not arousing.
but some of them could be arousing.
We are
I like how the-
live.
I like how the
Okay.
starts of our shows are always just us randomly talking about bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, that's normal. It's
That's
healthy.
real.
Is it?
It's
Is it?
realism.
Do you even know where we're at, Hunter? I lost track of
Realism.
what time it was last month.
I'm in the Tampa, Florida area.
You
That's where I
fell
am.
asleep like 6 times last time.
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired. Okay.
Bro, he always falls asleep. Are you kidding me?
I'm a bad noodle. Okay. I'm trying. This is your fault, Hunter.
You're gonna get 20 noodle lashings.
That
is
gets
that
me
what
hot.
is that what bad noodles get?
Yeah.
The ashes with a wet
Got the
noodle.
best
Noodles
kind
are
of
cool.
ashes.
There's a song on the Brat Show about that.
Give me the stamp.
Give me the stamp. All right. So we are live. Welcome to
Nuh-uh.
Scarlet Sash Stories episode 17.
Nope.
It was
I'm not
18.
live. I'm undead.
I hope it's 17. That's what I titled it.
Let's
Oh
see.
man.
It's fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's one of those numbers between 1 and 20.
And
Nope, I'm
let's see.
Allegedly, it's 17th.
Yeah,
Hey, guys.
allegedly.
Can everyone cross their fingers for me for just a moment? We'll have a moment of silence for last week. And pray that I can actually roll something this week. How about that?
Oh, are you meaning? Oh, you didn't roll any dice
'Cause
last time.
I
did
didn't
you?
roll good anything.
Well,
at
no,
all. The whole
in
night.
well, when we did our Gen Con game, you also literally never succeeded. to
Yeah,
roll.
I just failed at everything. So cross my fingers for a few successes tonight.
That was so funny.
I refuse. I want you to fail.
Damn it.
Your failure
know,
brings
as
me
we're
I
playing
pleasure.
crossed
the
the
same
fingers
thing.
on my hand, Topher. See?
No one is on Topher's team. Let's be
literally-
clear about that.
I literally don't think I could roll under an 80 at the Gen Con.
It was so funny.
I think you did like once.
Yep. That was so funny. But yeah,
Bad.
so here we are. Fiends and Friends
Mhm.
producing this long form campaign for the official ZweihanderRPG channel
He's lying.
in partnership with Grim and Perilous Studios.
Also not true.
And
And
We
in
have,
partnership with Nathan.
yeah, we've got an excellent show for you guys tonight. We'll be playing from about now until 1 in the evening. We'll do a little break in the middle.
Morning.
Fucking this
One in
guy.
the evening was hours ago.
That is
That's the
not
afternoon.
correct. Yeah, that's the afternoon.
Both are incorrect.
They're both wrong.
I would maintain that 1 a.m. is in the evening.
1 in the morning?
Hey, you're
1 in the morning.
Shut up.
My son's also
1 in
yelling
the
at me.
morning.
Even your 11-year-old gets it.
Um,
And that's 1 in the morning Central Time for
yeah,
everyone?
1 Central. And so yeah, I'm Hunter Nedland. I'm the GM of this game, member of Fiends and Friends. I'm joined, as always, for Scarlet Sash Stories by this cast of wonderful individuals ready to perform and entertain for you.
I prefer the term
We're
miscreant.
gonna change it up a little bit, and we'll start from the bottom middle
Do it.
Shit.
What
with
the fuck?
Ignacio.
Oh, okay. When you said bottom middle, I
yeah,
thought you were
sorry.
starting with Chris. I was like, what the
No.
With the only normal member of the group, Ignacio.
Right.
So we've
Not
got
normal.
I'm not normal.
Normal.
That's insulting.
So yeah, we've got Ignacio, who's playing
Yeah, Nesgrim, Mrs. Nesgrim.
Mrs. Nesgrim.
Brittle faced. She's now a pugilist. She's a dwarf from very frail body type and brown skin. She's looking for her idiot brother who got lost in the while joining to the Sash bearers, and also one of the Grim and Perilous librarians. And you should all keep your eyes peeled for the new future adventure for Frames of Freedom, the Two Lodges, written
Yeah.
by Sean, Adrian, Irene, and Anna.
And is
So,
that
watch out.
available now?
No, not
yet.
now.
Not yet. Okay.
So the 14th,
In print.
Soon.
28th.
TM.
Yeah.
It's an even
First
numbered
adventure
day.
for
Yep. And it'll be available on drive-thru-RPG.
exactly. So who's next?
So next will be
That's right.
Chris.
That's me. I am playing Nabeen Bandur. I am a gnome pistolier. Sometimes I have an accent. Sometimes it's a consistent one. Usually it's not. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say.
All right. Then we have Cody.
Relax, Snap. Don't steal all the spotlight.
O'Hare in the corner.
Yeah, I'm playing Lillian Eldora. I am an elven priest turned white wolf of the Winter King. Had a pretty exciting submergence into my new faith as I killed a wolf and am now wearing the old skin over my shoulders.
But it wasn't a human.
He gave me a
And-
tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gave you a tail.
Distributed some gifts.
Yeah, Nab finally got some tail.
Wow.
Listen, mister.
Wow.
You don't know nothing about no nab.
I forgot
Above Cody, we have Topher DeChico on the left middle.
And I'm playing Hart, the dwarven sellsword turned pledged guard to Lillian of the White Wolf. So, gonna get into some exciting adventures with that and my new
Absolutely.
abilities.
Slorp.
Slorp,
And
slorp, gluck,
finally, at the very top on the left, we have Nathan Belton.
That's
Yeah.
me. I play Celine Herzog, the Unpredictable. I'm a crazy hedonistic fucking hedgewise gnome who still hasn't hit the second class because we got a bunch of other stuff, but we're getting there.
and
We'll hit
still
that soon.
and still hasn't hit second base with the captain yet.
True.
Probably
There are
not
some
gonna
complications. I need to kill his wife now, so
happen. That's further than I thought that sentiment was gonna go, but you learn something new every
Unpredictable.
day.
Unpredictable.
But yes, she is a gnome and she is fun. She is the best. Everybody knows she's the crowd.
Everyone likes her. No one has any problems with her.
Exactly.
She's the only one that agrees with the demons in my blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Pug Guy loves me. We're best friends.
And obviously, I love her because I totally gave the wrong race when I introduced myself. I'm not a gnome. You're a gnome.
Oh yeah, you're a
I'm a
halfling.
You're a
Halfling.
halfling.
I was just
Exceptionally small halfling.
yes, very small halfling.
A gnomishly sized halfling.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then we have a halfling-sized dwarf
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And a giant elf.
and a giant elf
Very tall
towering
elf.
over
Yep.
her compatriots, the tallest of which comes up to just above her waist.
I was gonna say yeah.
I'm sitting right under 5 feet.
Okay,
a
you're
tall
not as
dwarf.
bad. You're not that bad. You come
Yep.
I'm
up
a
to my
tall
chest.
dwarf.
Easy killer. You guys forget about Trish just because she's always in the barrel.
That's true. We do
Oh,
have
yeah.
a human compatriot that hasn't
Yeah, we have
physically
bait.
been here in weeks.
Yeah.
We have bait. if
It's
we
been
ever
like
need it.
2 months now since
Yeah,
Jordan has played
but
Trish.
She is, I'm sure, in the 5'6", 5'7" range as a human female.
Yeah, I could look, but I actually don't really care.
She's in a barrel somewhere in the
Yeah,
storeroom.
she's in a. She's
No,
been.
Aren't we all?
So yeah, that sort of segues us to our recap. The Sash Bearers flew their airship after recovering Celine's book to Pertswell, this city here to the north. And let's just change this music real quick. This is very dreary.
Don't play the airship music.
No,
though.
no, we'll do this one. It's a little quiet.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, the Sash Bearers flew their airship to the north here, landing in the port city of Pertswell. Upon arrival, was greeted to a scene of chaos as the city is sort of in turmoil, reeling from the apocalypse that has occurred in this country. And so they sort of circled around, found the doctor's castle, and tried to figure out exactly how they wanted to approach the situation. And so they decided to land outside of the city, wait till nightfall, and then approach the castle in at least a little bit of a clandestine manner. So they parked their airship just north of the city, in like right at the edge of some swampland up here on the coast, and were spied upon by something that they haven't seen before.
Ugly little shits.
Some beastmen, particularly satyr type beastmen, peeking out from the swamps at them.
I think you meant to say the Beastie Boys. I heard some music. So.
Yeah, the Beastie Boys. No sleep till Pertswell.
Yeah. Intergalactic planetary.
Uh-oh.
Who'd we lose?
Chris!
Chris? Shove up.
There she is.
She back.
Chris!
I'm the GM now.
Yeah.
I'm in the top right.
All right, Nate. What's the plan tonight?
Alright, here's what's gonna happen. Celine's gonna burst out of the box and explode in like a nuclear
She's
bomb.
gonna
and game over.
explode.
Nuclear
Oh.
bomb? Wait
Yes.
a second.
You guys didn't realize it, but gnomes are powered by nuclear reactors.
Wait, no,
How
this
do you-
actually tracks. Never mind.
Yeah.
How do you
that
guys
makes
feel
sense.
about Viking beastmen?
That sounds cool.
Viking beastman? That's what I am.
Yeah. I mean
If I recruit a beastman to my religion.
yeah, that'd be cool.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
And so they kept on guard in the swamps. Beastmen never approaching to actually investigate, but looking at them. And night fell, and they decided to fly their airship directly to the castle, which, as most castles these days, had an actual sort of green space, an open field with a big tie-down pole where you can park an airship and tie it up and leave it safely. And so they just decided to use that sort of for convenience, and they were greeted sort of as they were like disembarking from the airship, and concocted on the spot just the largest possible lie of why they were there. And so convinced the seemingly normal people questioning them that they have come to deliver some supplies to the doctor, having been paid by a mysterious unnamed benefactor to fly all the way across the country of Oshake-Tadberg to deliver these goods. And so they packed Celine into a box, and the rest of the 4 Sashfarers unloaded all of their supplies from the airship into the castle, and were greeted by a scene that they were seemingly not expecting. That the castle here was kind of a bastion of normal survivors trying to escape the chaos of the city below. And the doctor met with them with his orc's companion, and
What's his name, like Humphrey?
Zugon, I believe, was his name.
Not quite as good as Humphrey, but I'll take it.
And actually, I don't know where that piece of paper went.
When I think of an orcs in a suit, I just think it's got to be some big bombastic tweed name.
But he wasn't. Oh yeah, here's the paper. He wasn't in a suit. He was sort of dressed.
Wait,
as...
you didn't put him in a suit?
I
All
didn't.
Right. I
Unfortunately.
undermined your skill in
Yeah.
general. That's my bad.
I'm not a monkey in a suit. Just.
And
Racist.
yeah, so the companions were seemingly confused, having arrived at the doctor's castle and not been immediately attacked by monsters or evil people or cultists or whatever like they expected, and found, you know, this group of survivors, and so they Celine was almost discovered in her box, but she was deposited deeper inside the keep, whereas the rest
Due
of the
to my
supplies
incredibly talented lies.
exactly, yep.
Now we can
And
learn everything that they want us to know and everything they don't want us to know.
it's I mean, that's fine. I respect the chutzpah.
This
Did you
plan
say
went off.
chutzpah?
That's not
Yeah.
how that word is pronounced at all.
Chutzpah? Come on, you gotta get the
No, it's chutzpah.
No, it's not.
Um,
Don't ever say that to me again.
This plan went horribly off the rails.
I
No, this is
mean,
perfectly railed.
I was sort of surprised as well, but it's fine.
Right. It's been interesting.
And yeah, so then they sat down with the doctor and Zugan and basically traded stories about their experiences in this newly cursed land of Voshek Tadberg after the star fell, and he shared with them all about his research and how his orcs subjects escaped the night that the star fell. And he suspects that there's some kind of foul play afoot, which the Sash Bearers were able to corroborate. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying that.
All right.
It sounds weird when I say it.
Just need more R's.
Oh.
You're not putting enough R's.
Yeah, and so traded stories about the shadows and all of these orcs that they've met that have been inflicted with witchstone implants and things like that. And the doctor revealed, sort of near the very end, that he suspects that rats of unusual size, a whole society of them, may be behind some kind of these strange kidnappings and mutations and things like that.
Yeah, these vermin.
Yeah, so the Skurzak are what Dr. Yunzo Sachiba suspects are behind these rapid and violent mutations of the orcs here in the Lost Provinces.
They just ruin everything.
It is unfortunate. And so we left off right when Dr. Yinzo was leading the 4 unboxed Sash Bearers deeper into the castle to show them his lab and what he'd been working on, and share with them a potential plan to figure out exactly what's going on. And so before we do that, we will cut to our friend Celine.
Oh boy.
All right. I better not be able to predict what you do next.
So let's...
Get out of the box and I'm gonna go find the
We-
party.
We
Yeah,
make
just
a
immediately
huge
come
effort.
find us.
We make a huge effort to keep this lie going on around, so Celine, please don't screw it up.
Hey,
Just
he
like-
said he wanted it to be something unpredictable. Going to find you guys would be unpredictable.
It's true.
He just like
You know
walks up.
what-
Hey guys, you forgot me on their ship.
You know what could be really, really unpredictable? If you were predictable.
If you did something useful.
Ooh.
Those were both really good
Rude.
digs.
Yeah. So you
I'll
are...
remember that, Chopper.
We are...
Remember that.
We'll rewind time just a little bit. You are deposited on the ground by your friend Lillian, curled up in the fetal position in this box, and you hear the footsteps recede away from you as the conversation, is dimmed by shutting doors. What do you do?
I'll be sure to wait like a minute or two to make sure they're far enough away, and then I will get out of the box.
All right.
What's in the box?
You are in that same room that Lillian saw when she left you there. Sort of a common area with big tables and chairs where people would like sit around and talk about things, and there's like scrolls scattered, a few bookshelves, and there are 4 doors sort of arrayed in front of you, and one door behind you that you know from listening that Lillian and Dr. Yinzo left through.
Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna cast me some Witch Sight.
This side?
Witch Sight.
As you do.
As I do.
All right. Roll me
Alright.
a witch sight.
Yep, I
It's
forgot.
the
I didn't have my
witchiest.
character sheet open.
It'll
My
witch you.
God. Let's see. Incantation. God dang it, my numlock isn't on. There we go.
That's
Success.
So you are greeted to. It's kind of a strange experience, because there is magic seemingly all around you. That experience that you've had numerous times of perceiving the winds of magic. As your perception of the sort of material plane falls away, you immediately notice that you are
Into a tree by a bus. Oh, sorry.
you
I
are
don't know what just overtook me.
in this area, not maybe specifically the room that you're in, but all around you are ribbons and trails and different colors of the winds of magic sort of flowing through this area. And it's even more strange that you're seeing, every possible type of winds. So there's like the different colors of magic, like pyromancy, necromancy, all of those things are sort of present, and they're distinctly separate. It almost looks like the aurora borealis, kind of like ribbony, but all of these different colors are flowing like in parallel and not touching each other. And so that is something that you've never experienced before in your life.
And it's not like coming from a specific door or anything?
It is not. It is sort of in this area is infused with this strange property of magic.
Does it look like any of the doors have like some magic behind them or something flowing from them?
So all of them have magic behind them. It's not necessarily flowing from them though.
Okay. Alright. So I will kick off Witch Sight for now, and I'll just start with the door on the left, I guess.
And I think I
we'll
moved you
try
guys
it.
here, yeah.
Which side?
So, yeah, I can bring
Always,
someone on.
always with the jokes.
I will literally never stop telling that joke.
So this room, it opens up the short hallway here, and
Which jokes?
That doesn't work now.
this is a fairly small room that appears to be basically like a study. It is bookshelves and a table and wall to wall bookshelves, little chair, like a private study here. A lot of these books appear to be magic in nature.
Okay. I was about to do witch sight and look for like a spell, maybe.
Oh yeah. So I mean, a lot of these books here are magical in nature. You don't know if they're like spell books or something else, but it is very much a study of magic.
Okay. Is there anything interesting on the table?
Just piles of books and haphazard scrolls that appear to be scrawled with drawings of orcs and different internal organs and that sort of thing.
All right. Before I leave, I want to do a quick awareness to see if anything catches my eye.
Okay.
Do I get a +10 or anything?
No, but even with that roll, it's pretty much like there's nothing particularly surprising or unexpected.
Okay. Sounds good. So I will head to this door over here then, and shut the other door behind me. I will shut doors behind me so I don't leave a trace.
Sure. So this is another little hallway, and it opens into a smaller room that appears to be a like storage area. So it's boxes upon boxes stacked with shelves above them, of just like
Racks on racks.
Yeah, and like barrels and various storage devices.
Anything interesting in any of the boxes or on the shelves, whether it's alchemy supplies?
There's just like everything is interesting to Celine in this room. It's like jars of eyes and boxes of alchemy components and every manner of tool possible for concocting potions and doing dissections, and it is just like chock full of very Celine objects.
God, Celine is struggling here. Are there any brass boxes?
Yes. So there are scattered amongst the boxes chests of brass.
Like little small ones, the one I could stuff in my backpack?
Yes. You could grab one and steal it.
Yes, this is mine now, because she needs this, because she's still waiting on her other one to be made. Pretty sure.
Don't open it. You don't know what could be in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're waiting on you.
Oh, it's bronze, not brass.
Yeah, bronze. Sorry.
Yeah, one or
I
the
love
other.
you. I love you, Chris. I love
What
you
did
so
you
much.
Thank you.
I didn't care if it was ending with too many books or too many boxes.
Too
I
many
love
boxes.
it either way.
Oh, jeez. I think, I looked for what I wanted. So she will pull herself away from this room with her newfound treasure. Shut the door behind her. We'll try this door.
Cody, high or low?
Hi.
Hi to you too.
That's pretty
'Kay.
high.
That is pretty high. All right, so you try that door.
Does that mean I get to pick what happens?
No, that means nothing happens yet.
Okay.
So this opens up into a larger hallway that extends for just a little bit, and then sort of you see that it goes off to the right. There's another door at the end here.
Alright, does it look like an empty hallway? Nothing in here, really?
Yeah, it's just like there's a
Okay.
little carpet. It's lit with candles.
She will check this door
Okay,
next.
actually, I need to delete that. So this is a much larger room. Like this. So you open up into this pretty large cavernous space, high vaulted ceiling.
Wow.
And there are here, so to the north of you, there's a door over here, and this in this upper right corner is a descending staircase that
I got you, Chris.
Thank you. My freehand tool won't let me choose it anymore. So.
goes down into the darkness. But there are what appear to be, oops, that is not my shape tool. What appear to be like animal pens or something like that. In this room. And so there's 3 of these. And it is besides that, sort of nondescript. It's just a large, and these have fairly large swinging doors. And they're like made of like slats of wood so that you can like see in.
Yeah.
And inside there appears to be like a chair in each of these, like a little stool, but nothing else really.
Okay, so nothing in the cages, right?
Nope, nothing in here.
Okay, I'm gonna go check this door.
This is a long, narrow hallway that ends in a doorway.
We're gonna open this bitch. I'm waiting for a locked door or a bad touch.
Cody, high
That's
or
my name.
low?
Hi.
Hi to you too.
Wow.
Hell yeah, Cody. Hell yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
I don't know what you're doing, but hell yeah.
Cody, why do you keep saying hi to me?
Because you're my good friend Topher.
Okay.
And this is like another kind of like a mirror to that room you were just in, maybe a little bit larger.
Okay.
Well lit, and this is clearly, as you enter, some kind of like dissection
A
room.
laboratory.
Yeah, so this is the laboratory proper. There are like slabs lining the wall here. There is a big island here with like benches all around it. Not like sitting benches, but like work benches.
Yeah.
And then there is a boop boop boop.
Oh, is it one of those islands that has like the sink right in the middle? I love those
Yeah.
sections.
Yeah, it's got running
Or is it
water.
one of those islands that is covered with the smoke monster from Lost.
It is
God.
also one of those islands.
Also,
Yeah.
Oh god.
oh, this is a scary island.
And so there's a spiral staircase going up in the corner here, and a door sort of halfway down the wall, like this.
Alright. Okay, I wonder where that door goes. I'm gonna do a quick awareness test to notice anything of interest here. I doubt I'll find much, but you never know. This
Okay.
is Fancy and she wants to look around.
You know better than to look.
Success.
So what strikes you sort of right off the bat is this looks like it hasn't been used in a long time, and is basically perfectly clean. So like the slabs are shining metal. All of the tools and stuff appear to be neatly organized and set aside. And it appears to be sort of not in use.
Okay, interesting.
Oop, I
Alright,
don't
so
want that.
I am gonna go down these steps.
And so this one I'm not going to draw out, but
Okay.
you go down into what is effectively a dungeon. It is rows and rows of hallways with rows and rows of numbered doors that each basically opens into like a little cell.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is
Let's try that again.
tons and tons of these cells. Like you can walk, 15, 20 minutes through these hallways, and every single one of them is empty, and they are, again, numbered, 1 through 157 or whatever.
Damn.
And it sort of encompasses the, as you're walking through these hallways, you get the sense that it is like a little bit larger than that area above that you are walking around in.
Yeah. Okay.
Cody, high or low?
Hi.
All right.
Cheated.
So the rest of the group, go ahead and drag your tokens into this entrance area as Dr. Yinzo leads all of you here.
I usually last longer. I don't know what happened.
Let's see. Let's give him a nice
Like, I beat this song on expert, so I don't
yellow token. So he leads you guys in here, and maybe this isn't like perfectly to scale, but this is again that like little kind of common area. There's like a table and scattered books and some
Oh yeah, I have this one.
parchments and stuff. And he will lead you guys through this door on the left. And basically he is talking about the research that he did here before the star fell. So he leads you guys through here into this like lab proper. And kind of gestures to, this is where I studied orcs anatomy and how it related to other metahumans. Something is itching my throat.
It's the semen.
It is, yep.
We see and it's it,
And so he will kind of bypass this pretty quickly and lead you up the stairs, this spiral staircase. And so you guys will...
That's where I'm going soon.
Yeah, you guys will go upstairs and come out into what appears to be this first floor off the spiral staircase is very clearly inside a tower. So it's a round room, and all of the walls and the space is filled with research like information. So it's like orcs anatomy diagrams like pinned up on like cork boards, and like big parchments that have like huge like written out like equations, and there's like diagrams of what are clearly like magic spells and sacred geometry, and all this whole space is just filled with pretty obviously information that Dr. Yinzo has gathered from his research. This is sort of the hub of what all he's learned.
Dang, Dylan, you're good.
And so he will gesture for you all to sit down. There's again a table in the center, polished mahogany, beautiful. This whole space is comfortably lit,
Even when you're playing Beats
carpeted,
better than me.
very, very nice and comfortable. So what does Celine continue to do?
She's gonna head over and start to go upstairs because that's the other place she hasn't checked out.
So
Do I get a chance at eavesdrop to hear them as I'm going? Or
yeah.
awareness or whatever.
So as you're going up the stairs, you hear them talking. And you don't even need to roll eavesdrop because they're not like trying to be quiet or anything.
Okay.
But Yinzo begins basically showing the Sash bearers
How to dance.
his research.
Celine's gonna sit and listen then.
Yeah, so he basically launches into, it's almost like a lecture kind of thing. And he's like, okay, so from the very beginning, started researching orcs and how this orcs disease turns dead people into orcs, and why do they have this this biology, this morphology, trying to figure out what we can do to prevent this or come up with a cure or something like that. And then he dives into the nitty-gritty. And if you remember from last time, he did give a name to the black mass.
Yes, miasma?
Yeah, he called it the miasma.
Yeah. Germ theory doesn't exist yet, so.
Yeah. And so he will start talking about the miasma and how every living thing is sensitive in some way to the winds of magic and the forces of chaos. But miasmatic beings, beings that possess this dark mass or whatever,
They have damaged lungs.
as part of their biology, are especially sensitive to magic and the changes in the winds and the effects of chaos. And orcs are, as you guys know, and as Dr. Ginzo sort of discovered through his research, they contain this miasma.
Saber, dude.
And there's something about it that connects them to the winds of magic. And he kind of pauses and he's like, there's something more to this connection. There's somehow orcs appear to be communicating with something greater than this material plane. There's something out there in the veil, in the winds of magic, that this miasma like interacts with or something like that when it comes to orcs. And so as they accumulate it, mostly by killing each other and eating each other's hearts, they become more connected to whatever it is that's out there talking to them and giving them these like violent impulses to form war hordes and go on the rampage and that sort of thing. And he will then go on to talk about like the castle here and how it's positioned on this confluence of the winds. And so, anybody who is sensitive to magic and that sort of thing may have noticed that this area is inundated with magical energy, which makes this kind of research much more easy to do, as the winds are prevalent, always powerful, allowing for this type of discoveries to be made. And before the star fell, obviously the Tyne at the top of the castle was part of the network that prevented excessive magical energy from being harmful or causing chaos manifestation or anything like that. But since the Tyne network has fallen, it of course isn't functional right now. And he said, we did have a bit of a windfall near the beginning of the cataclysm, he was attempting to use the tine to sense a large airborne magical energy. And he kind of pauses and looks at you and he said, You guys mentioned that you met Corna, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had received information from some of my runners that she had somehow found a flying tower and was using it to travel around the Lost Provinces.
Boy, did she.
And
it was red.
And he's like, yeah, so I was attempting to harness the magical equipment here, especially the tine, to enhance my perceptive magics within the winds. Ended up accidentally grasping upon a powerful magical resonance and actually pulled to the castle here what seemed to be like an airship engine or something.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
Oh my
goodness.
god.
And so
Wait, is she in here with us?
she's not.
No.
Oh Jesus!
She would be pissed. She knew.
Yeah, she would.
And so with a little bit of repair, was able to use that engine to power some of the various facilities around the castle when it sort of appeared in the courtyard.
I don't mean to sound harsh, but that was our captain's airship engine, and she almost died.
And he like his eyebrows raised. He's like, "Oh my, I figured it came from somewhere, but I kind of hoped that it was maybe something that wasn't in flight at the time. Please tell her that it was entirely accidental. These kinds of things, as much as I try, are not an exact science. Simply trying to locate Corna's tower. She'll understand, right?"
Maybe just don't mention it.
We just won't say anything.
Well, I would
You have good
appreciate.
insurance?
I have good insurance. And he will then sort of sit down with you and ask if you have any questions or if you have anything to add before he dives into sort of his request of you.
Goodness,
Do we have any questions? Is that what you said?
Yeah, or if you have any more information to add, or anything like that.
How did you learn about the miasma?
So in the very beginnings of our research, we basically the common folktale of high orcs eating the heart of a fallen rival to gain power. We figured that there has to be some truth to that. There's got to be something about how orcs interact with each other, how this consumption of the heart empowers them. And so our first few subjects, we, upon dissection, it was apparent that the heart of an orcs is infused with this sort of miasma, this dark, magic, sensitive material. And upon isolating it and experimentation, discovered that in fact this dark mass is what sort of connects many living things to the winds of magic.
So do we have one of these, just like a smaller one?
So most metahumans are not miasmatic. we connect to the winds of magic in different ways, through faith or study, through the duplication of magical symbols and that sort of thing. And you'll gesture to like one of the boards where there's like a magic circle has been inscribed with runes and stuff like that.
Not me.
And
Correct, Hart. Correct.
he kind of like looks over at you. He's like, "What? As a dwarf, you would not be a miasmatic creature."
Not to begin with.
And he kind of like looks at you weird. He's like, "Have you had contact with Miasma?"
Contact?
Yeah, like
And he looks at Celine, like
Celine's
inquisitively.
not there.
Not there.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks
There. Eavesdrop.
not
Yeah.
Celine.
Lillian.
Lillian.
Wow. Why are you
You're
looking
so
at me?
very similar.
Yeah, so if somebody theoretically ate some of this, like a very tiny amount.
Well, it
And
you know,
Hart just stays straight faced.
you know, our experimentations with isolated miasma, you know, if you say put it in a rat, the rat eventually will become a Skurzak, as they are miasmatic creatures. They are rats infused with miasma.
Oh, so Hart, you're gonna turn into a Skurzak.
and he's like, well, we haven't experimented with giving metahumans samples of miasma, but I can only assume that it will do something similar. That it will grow within any sort of living creature and strengthen their connection to the winds of magic, and that could have any number of strange or unfortunate side effects.
Like strength, right?
So initially strengthening of the body and mind as you are infused with more powers from the veil, magical sensitivities and that sort of thing. But sentient minds are ill-equipped to handle such direct connection to the winds. Constant exposure to chaos and that sort of thing.
Listen, I ain't never had much what you call it, mind.
Yeah, I suppose that's a fair assessment.
So are you saying that your companion here consumed some of the miasma?
A very tiny modicum, despite my suggestions.
Wanted to know what it tasted like. I just licked it. It's fine.
And
I'm fine.
He leans forward. He's like, "What did it taste like?"
Mostly dirt.
That makes sense. My research shows that it is in some way appears to be kind of fungal in its sort of appearance and behavior. If so, he like grabs a parchment and a quill, and he's like, "Okay, so can you tell me when did this happen?"
Lillian?
Like 2 days ago, Hart.
It's been at least a week.
And he's like taking notes. He's like, "Have you noticed, like, has anything changed?
Loss of time, perhaps."
You're obviously still alive, so that's good.
Told you, I just tasted it. It's fine.
There are plenty of things you can just taste that will kill you instantaneously, Hart.
Okay. Let me level with you, Doc.
Okay.
So,
I nearly
I touched my tongue to it, right? to taste it,
Okay.
and it was gross. It was like eating dirt.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
that was extremely foolish, but go on.
Yeah, so I just threw it away. You know what I mean? I just took it. You know, there might have been a little bit of residual on my tongue that almost felt like it was kind of hugging it, like a warm embrace.
He's like taking notes furiously. It's like,
And then it was just gone. It's just gone. It's fine.
yeah, interesting. That sort of tracks with our previous experiments. The miasma is drawn to living things. It sort of isolating it from from something. It appears to, and he kind of like pauses and makes a weird face, like it doesn't like it. Not that I'm ascribing any sort of intelligence to this stuff.
Told you I ain't got much intelligence.
But
He's not ascribing you intelligence, Art.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
But
Sorry, he's never been the same since he was lit on fire.
he's like, oh yeah,
Listen.
I noticed the scars.
I was trying to help a friend.
Of course.
Well,
you
that's
have
very
done.
honorable. And
I
he
didn't know she was also covered in oil or some shit.
he turns to Lillian. It's like, if it isn't too much trouble, while you're here,
Perfect.
can you let me know if things change with your companion?
If things change that rapidly, I imagine that you will have to know, as you may be our only solution to the problems that would arise from such an event.
Well, any changes I would, this is the first instance where, a willing metahuman has consumed any of the miasma, so I'm exceptionally interested in what develops.
I hate these note switches.
So
on the
silly.
sides.
Fair enough. Well, it's already happened, so it might as well continue to happen.
So I can have more?
No, you cannot have any more.
I'm not gonna
You said it tasted like dirt.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to get stronger. The first batch did nothing.
This is
And
not like
Dr.
the light
Yenzo is still
at all.
taking notes on his parchment.
Your behavior is alarming for any number of reasons, Hart. I have one other question.
Okay.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Heck yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Wonderful. I'm gonna ask him if this strikes him as potentially the shadows or the guidance that these orcs are receiving, whether or not that seems to him as though potentially the work of one of the Lords of Chaos,
And he
maybe the creators of the orcs from legend.
yeah, so he sits back and he's like, well, there's certainly something strange afoot.
Call 911.
And
Go ahead.
Hart looks at him and he says, do you believe in all that nonsense? Lords of Chaos.
and he's like,
Oh,
well,
God.
there
Look at my
is
fingers. Help me.
there is provable,
Which
You know,
side?
observable effects of chaos and magic in the world. Whether there are, these distinct embodiments or beings or individuals that represent these various facets of the winds of magic at their worst, I can't speak to that.
Hey, I kind of have these colors actually.
This idea, though, of
Since they're two polar
my...
opposites.
Here's my theory.
No!
The shadows, I believe, are the work of the Skurzak.
Yeah, you mentioned that. And that was me. I tried to correct myself, but the sort of like impulse that is drawing orcs to do the bizarre actions that they take.
I believe that the orcs as a species right now are receiving or communicating in some way with a progenitor, like you said.
You know, in my days before I was conscripted into the military, I was a pretty well-renowned sellsword. I had a lot of contacts. And I had one crazy fella tell me when the star fell, he saw this strange airship giving something to a bunch of rats that were bigger than they should have been. That's all I know.
Well, that
Right outside the city, right outside of Big Sar, they were delivering something to these rat men.
that sort of tracks with the information that I have received from, you know, the center of the country and the sort of epicenter of this cataclysm. You know, clearly the multi-tide network failed in some way, and this sort of type of catastrophic failure could only have been a oops, what have I done?
Sabotage. That's what the guy in prison said.
Well, I'm not entirely sure the nature of the event, but
Wait, why is it one saber? I'm not doing
gosh
this.
dang it. The difference engine that powered the multi-tie network failed. Something bad or unreversible happened, which generated this chaos star to fall upon the city at the center of the network. Going back to Lillian's discussion, the miasma and the winds of magic and sort of how the orcs fit into it, I think there is something, this impulse that you talk about that we've all observed, even before the star fell. Orcs have always been thought of as savage, uncivilized, incapable of creation beyond tools of destruction, and I think that has to do with this building of this connection back to something. And I have a request of you, should you feel willing to venture out on behalf of the survivors here and potentially all of meta-humanity. There is an individual out there who may know more than I do, and that is not something that I say lightly. I have received many rumors and sightings and word of one of my former subjects, and he calls himself the Philosopher. And if
How many limbs does they have?
This is where it gets a little interesting.
It always does, doesn't it? God.
If the rumors are to be believed, he has rebuked the shadows. He has not accepted or not received any witchstone implants. He doesn't tend to any brood. He simply hunts down and kills other orcs to consume their miasma.
So he's a normal orcs.
Normal. His behavior doesn't strike me as normal. Those who come here and speak of him, talk of him as well-spoken, you know,
Wait, I just
thoughtful.
prone.
He appears to be on some kind of mission or quest to, as far as I can tell,
What are we gonna do
solidify
today?
this connection to whatever it is that orcs speak to through the winds of magic. And his method appears to be, instead of succumbing to the shadows or receiving anything like that, to go about it the old-fashioned way.
Peculiar.
And my request is that you speak with him on my behalf.
Dylan, what have you done?
On your behalf.
I have to stand way back
On behalf
because
of,
you.
you know, anybody.
To what end?
Well, to discover what he knows, to figure out why he's doing what he's doing, why, you know, of all of the reports that I've received,
Face covers a literal
every
sweat sponge.
other subject has received gifts from the shadows, has sort of succumbed to the temptation, or the, you know, been forcibly implanted with these witchstone
No.
augmentations. But this one, he has refused, has resisted,
Fine, I'll
and
be brave.
I want to know why.
And if he tries to kill us, that's just like to be expected, or
Well, those that have come here speaking of him have
No.
seemingly encountered him and come away unscathed. He appears to only be interested in hunting
This is
other
expert
orcs
minus.
to consume their miasma, presumably. So there are a few people among the survivors here who spoke
I'm
of
not wearing mine.
encountering this strange orcs. And I at first believed it to be another, you know, one of the mutated, brood raising, shadow visited orcs. But the stories, they kept coming in, and appears to be something different.
Your eyes are gonna get longer.
alright, well, I suppose we will do that for you. I mean, we want answers as much as you do.
But he's after miasma.
No,
How much?
No, go Snake. What are you?
And he looks at Nesgrin in terms of, like,
Dylan, why?
payment?
My mother used to tell me,
Tiny.
if you're good at something, don't do it
How
for
do you
free.
get these?
And we are good at what we do, so we are not going to do it for free.
Well said.
And he nods his head. He's like, it's quite fair. Well, we do,
Dude,
here
they're
at,
so tiny,
I don't know
can't
how
really hit them.
useful you will find
They're so
gold. I
spread apart.
suppose there are nations surrounding
Dylan,
Voshik
you
Tadberg that
monster.
still maintain normal economies. I can pay you in gold. And, this castle here has
Dylan,
a
you
vault, has a
monster.
treasury.
Why? Why?
We want half.
half of the treasury.
Oh my god.
It's not like it's your treasury.
Or like you're using it.
Well, I mean, I am proprietor of Pertswell Castle. This was my lab before the star fell.
Your lab, but it wasn't. You weren't the governor here.
Well, no.
These aren't taxes. These are taxes raised by the citizens of the town that presumably our work is going to save.
I'm most definitely sure that you must have something more interesting than gold in here. In soul magic and, you know, studying
I mean,
magic things.
I can provide you supplies.
We just supplied you.
Yeah, so like,
Wait, what?
You can have them back.
yeah, and he's kind of like, I know. So like, if you don't want gold,
Wait, you bought it?
I have, you know, scientific instruments that I could
I haven't even played
part
the
with,
song
some
once
extras.
I mean, we would just end up selling those.
I don't know the pattern.
I mean, no one here really cares about scientific instruments. I say with Celine listening in the background.
She flies
Maybe a
out
little
from under
bit.
the table,
Scrabbling like a cat.
hissing like one as well.
How about 25 gold crowns for each of you upon returning with information from the philosopher?
It's more money than I've seen in a long time.
Why would you
And-
say that out loud?
Yeah, and he kind of like looks at you and he's like, I mean, I sort of
I mean, that is a
assumed-
lot of money.
Yeah, it is a ton.
Yeah. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm sure your benefactor, you know, the trip you made was arduous. I can't imagine they paid you lightly for it.
Yeah, we
No, they
only
they
got
didn't.
half.
But we
Now,
don't.
half later.
No.
Well, if you have
Oh well.
time in your schedule before you return, I would, you know, I can compensate you for your time.
All right, we'll just let Celine find the vault and get that for us.
Probably elsewhere. It's probably
Elsewhere, it's in the castle somewhere.
Oh yeah, but not in this area.
I see the light.
Well, 25G is okay, and I don't have any points in what I think is the bargain skill.
Yeah, bargain.
You don't want me to do it.
Yeah, don't let Celine do it.
Yeah, she'll probably just lose her
Nope.
book again.
That would be
Shut up.
funny.
Let's just go find
Okay.
out what we want, and if we think it's more valuable than 25 gold, we just won't tell him.
Yo, what's
Don't
that?
say that out loud.
Why? I want him to know the stakes.
And he's like, I fully understand the position that I'm in. It is sort of my responsibility to remain here and continue my research as best I can. And obviously, the castle has become a bit of a
Yeah, we're gonna be spin game.
refuge for those that don't wish to perish among the fighting below.
Yeah. And
Oh, how far? How far
okay.
is he? Sorry.
Jaroslav, back!
How far
No!
is the orc?
Jaroslav, back!
Well, so I told you that
Jaroslav,
this
what are you doing? Stop holding it.
castle
No, it's my pen.
is
Jaroslav, no.
a confluence of the winds, correct?
Yeah.
And you know, if you were to peer into the veil, you would see that this is what is called an ordered confluence. So the winds congregate here. It's why the castle was built here in the first place, even before my research. But they congregate in such a way that they flow parallel to each other. They don't intermingle. Every confluence has a sister. The confluence that is the sister to this one is a chaotic confluence on the other side of Pertswell. If you go west of town a few miles,
We're
the
dying.
chaotic confluence of the winds
Because Jaroslav
is
can't
home
manage
to
my
an
19
ancient
in my head.
stone circle, long avoided by common people and the townsfolk
You
of
know,
Pertswell.
yeah, not those imagine
That is apparently where this philosopher has made his home among this tangled, intermingled, you know, even to those who are not magically sensitive, a chaotic confluence of the winds can be disorienting. It can cause hallucination, or you know, any number of strange occurrences can be attributed to this
Wonderful.
this whirlpool of magic. And I suspect that he is there to better connect himself to whatever it is that orcs speak to.
Yeah, the spirit of Tom Nook.
That's the one.
And so, should you accept and travel to the opposite end of this confluence, prepare yourself. I don't suspect that it will be outwardly dangerous, but you could experience things that maybe you haven't before.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine anything that could be less outwardly dangerous than 5 incredibly dangerous people vividly hallucinating.
And
I
he's
can't
like-
see how this could go wrong.
He's like, obviously stick together, keep your wits about you.
Yeah, but don't stick too close together, because your buddy might try and kill you.
Well, steel yourself. If you have smelling salts or something like that to ground you. And it could...
Do you have smelling salts for us?
Absolutely. And
Please, please.
Um,
Anything to assist in us keeping our right minds amidst chaos.
and he says it could be something as simple as a ghostly voice on the wind. Children have played in the stone circle upon a dare and returned fine.
Yeah, killed their parents in their sleep, or their parents killed them thinking they're a changeling. No, yeah, I get it.
Things happen. I just...
Things happen! Is that intended to make us feel better?
Jeez.
25 gold pieces, but don't worry, things happen.
Well,
If he's alone,
as far as
Yeah,
I know,
well,
he has always been alone.
seems like he'd likely kill and eat anyone that would be his friend.
okay.
Which, hard to blame him. We've seen Heart.
Yeah.
What?
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 I don't. You're hearing things already? We haven't even left yet.
I have never eaten anyone.
I mean, you ate the evil
Whoa.
magic.
Whoa. I tasted it.
I tasted it.
Yeah. I only ingested a little bit.
And he's like, I can provide part of the gold up front now if you would like, and then half upon your return with the information. I would hate to see all of my gold fly away
Yeah.
into the horizon.
Is the ship gonna be safe to travel into the conflux over there?
I
I
am
didn't-
not
okay.
an engineer. I would propose that to your captain, but to the best of my knowledge, probably not.
Great. So we've got to hoof it through the village too.
You could probably fly over Pertswell and land and hoof it into the circle. But it's up to you how exactly you approach it. I would suggest not going at night, and you are welcome to stay here as long as you need, having resupplied us.
Do you have anything that the philosopher might find interesting.
In
We
case we
could
need to bargain.
bargain. Yeah, like some miasma or something like he will.
Miasma?
I'm starting to think this is going to become a problem.
Yeah, and he's like,
Wait,
you know,
use VR chat
that
on
is
Quest.
that's an excellent idea. And he's like, follow me. And he will
Somebody say miasma?
I only do
he
VR
will
Quest.
stand up and he goes to
Up to your
walk
ass.
down the stairs.
Dylan, join my home.
That's a great Lord of the Flies reference, Cody.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Does Celine do anything as she hears the group standing and moving towards the staircase?
Yes. She's going to move back down the stairs and, like, yeah.
I do want to say that the staircase does continue farther up. There are other floors above you, but he is going to go back down.
It doesn't go any farther down, does it? Just stop
No,
it.
this is the bottom here,
Ouch.
but it goes
Okay.
floors up.
So she is going to basically head to this location.
Give me a stealth check
On Quest?
as Yinzo and the group begin descending the stairs
Okay,
and
what
Celine scampers off through
Do
some.
I get a bonus since there's a bunch of them walking down?
I mean,
Can I
maybe
do an
like
awareness
Multiple
test?
a
sets
ten.
of footsteps
But yeah, but
going
you're
down.
like opening and shutting doors and stuff. A 10% bonus.
Okay,
Can I-
cool.
Since we know that Celine's around there.
yeah.
Capital.
You guys don't know she's there. You don't know where Celine is at all.
No, but we know
I
that
do.
she's
I know she's
around
in the
here.
castle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you know she's in a box somewhere, presumably, or
Yeah.
have escaped, but you don't know she's like on the staircase. But she got a critical success anyway.
Also, on her way through this room, she wants to go put the top back on the box.
Smart move.
The top back
And the-
on the. Oh,
the
where
box
you?
that came out of.
Oh yeah, yep, that's fair.
She's hoping nobody noticed or whatever. She's gonna do that, and then she'll go hide in that room.
Yeah, so Yinzo comes down with the rest of you into this lab, and he comes over to the island here, and you see that inset into the island there is
I found you.
it looks like almost like a safe, and he reaches into the folds of his robe and pulls out a key, unlocks this big chonky lock on this heavy metal door, creaks it open, and
Tell me there's
inside.
a safe there, Hunter.
Well, I mean,
I made an awareness check, and I succeeded in there.
I suppose I could have revealed that. You wouldn't have been able to do anything with it, but there was a locked safe in the.
You could magic missile it.
Just blow it open.
I'll use my silver darts as lockpicks.
I attack the darkness.
And you can all see if you're looking over his shoulder that this like interior space in the island is lined with jars of miasma. They are just like purposefully like specially
Maybe it's good they
sealed
did get that.
containers, each with like little writhing black blobs.
And that's in the safe?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
God damn.
I would want to keep it in a safe.
And he takes two of them out, and he hands them to whoever is closest to him, presumably Hart or Lillian.
Yeah, hand in the heart.
No.
No.
He like reaches to hand one over to Hart, and I extend my hand out of the way to grab it.
And he's like, you know, if you can offer this to him in exchange for information or something like that, this could help your position.
I'll give them to Nesgrin since it was her idea, and she also is just apparently really good at talking her way into bizarre situations.
Jesus.
I pick it up.
Yeah, and so they're like
Or better, it's far better to keep it in a safe than in the kitchen. So
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
And the jars they're like specially sealed so that you have to, intentionally like flip a thing and then unscrew the lid to get the miasma out.
Got like
does
a-
he have like
AR-15. AR-15.
Like a
No, I don't
label?
think he has an AR-15.
He could.
you know that you write things on it like
Like a sticker?
yeah, a sticker with some notes or number or
Sticky note?
anything. Like a note.
What
Like
do you?
subject number.
Are they
for the
labeled in any
free-
way?
Yeah.
These
labeled.
ones are not. They're not labeled in any special way. Don't knock my water over.
Tell me what to do.
Knock his water over, Liam.
Please don't knock my water over. So yeah, he will hand those to you, and he sort of stands there awkwardly with the four of you for a little bit, and he's like, "Well, I suppose."
A lot of miasma.
He's like, "Oh yes, this was harvested from subjects, obviously before the star fell. I've been keeping it for, in case the chance ever arises that I can continue my research with it."
I heard a weird story. I heard that mages flew too close to the sun and they got burned. That's why the star fell.
And he like nods his head. He's like, there's some merit to the idea of trying to control the chaotic nature of magic. Voshek Tadberg, upon the building of this multi-tie network, experienced a magical, technological, scientific renaissance. The ability to channel powerful energy from the winds and not have to worry about side effects or chaos manifestation or even danger was it was amazing. It was it changed lives. It changed meta-humanity.
Don't worry,
sort of at
it's still changing lives.
at a fundamental level, and then of course the house of cards, as it were, tumbled down upon us.
Alright, let's go to bed.
Yeah, and so he will sort of escort you guys out, and unless you have any particular questions or tasks or whatever, and he will call to a passing individual to let them know to find you some rooms to sleep in the castle. And yeah.
Like,
That
we get a
is-
bath? I'm covered in wolf guts.
And he's like, "Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you've got
That's-
red on your face. I don't know if you knew."
No, this was intentional. It's a religious thing.
And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Surely you've heard
Oh my god.
the good word. Have you heard the good word?
The bird is the word?
The good word of who exactly?
The good word of the Winter King.
He's like, the Winter King. Now,
Oh.
there's a religion I haven't heard of in a long time, especially in these parts.
Yeah.
I suppose
It was,
it's about time for it. The air is cooling.
Winter is coming.
Nothing like down south.
But
But
absolutely, you can have a bath. All of
What?
the amenities of the castle are.
it's cold south in this world.
yeah,
so-
we're in the southern hemisphere. Come on.
Come on.
Well, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know how if you're in South America and you go south, it gets colder?
I'm aware. I just didn't remember that we were like specifically in the southern hemisphere.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Actually, if you
Like,
go-
That's
Topher.
good world building.
Come on,
if you go
Topher.
north, it gets hotter until it gets colder.
Yeah, if you go
True.
north far enough.
I mean, if you go north far enough, you're eventually going
you start
south.
you start heading south again. But then you'll also be heading north again, so it's just,
Yeah, that's how circles work.
Wait, it's not a circle. The world is not a circle.
You travel in a circle if you're going north continually.
You can't just go north forever. You'll fall off the edge.
Is that
He
true?
does have a point.
Do we have a name for the world that your world is
I
set in?
haven't actually named the planet.
Can we name the
You
planet
guys-
right now?
Yes, let's name the planet
Let's name
right
it
now.
Bob.
Bob.
Yes.
But spelled
Planet Bob.
B-H-O...
Bob, you can't name a planet Bob.
Here.
Earth 2. ... Planet Bob.
AKA Planet Bob.
I want to... Here, this is how I want to spell
I
it.
could love that. How about Bob?
PH
Do you remember that?
apostrophe AB.
Bob.
No, I want
Do
to...
you remember? Do you remember the Justice League that they have like a little bizarre Superman that they live in a cube planet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we have a cube planet instead of a round planet?
Yeah. Can we have a cube planet?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't have
We
a
have
cube,
planet at home. Cube planet at home. Legos.
So this is how I want to spell it. I put it at the top. Bob.
Oh, you put it up there.
Yeah,
Okay, here.
It definitely does need an apostrophe in here.
yeah. Where?
Yeah, somewhere.
Right there.
Bob.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, so every amenity of the castle is available to you. The various refugees will lead you around and assist you. You can take a bath.
Alright.
You can
Get into
can
that
wash
vault,
your
do some
clothes.
banking.
Yeah, there's an ATM.
All the amenities.
Yep.
I gotta check my face.
There's a little corner store bodega.
Ooh,
it's
gotta
got a-
get an egg sandwich.
Yeah, it's got a
A
cat.
bodega cat.
Yeah, there's a cat. There's sushi.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I befriend the bodega cat. I wanna speak.
Me
Can
too.
I speak to the bodega cat?
I roll to befriend the bodega cat.
No, I
Oh,
can
geez.
speak
Hey,
to the
hey.
cat now.
You mock, but that is how I play most RPGs.
No, I mean that's
and
fair.
I'm usually good at it.
I actually, if there was a cat, I could speak to it.
Do you have a
Um,
spell for that?
Oh,
It's part of my class feature.
Oh, okay.
really?
Yeah, not
We
not
just got raided,
specifically
you guys.
cats,
Oh,
but
Oh, we did?
snap.
things akin
Yeah.
to wolves.
With
Hey
12
yo, weave the
people.
tail. Thanks for the raid, my dude.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party, everybody.
Yeah, so those of you who just joined us from the raid, we are playing ZweihanderRPG. We're here on the official Zweihander channel. This is a show that's being produced sort of in partnership with the publishers of the roleplay system. We are Fiends and Friends. Thank you for raiding. We're actually just like right about to take our mid-show break. For bio break and everything. We've been live for an hour and a half. We've got an hour and a half to go on the show. But please absolutely stick around. Follow the Zweihander channel. We run this show every Friday.
They haven't
and-
even seen it yet, and you're telling them to follow already. Come
I
on.
mean, we're
let them make
awesome.
up their
Listen,
make
if
up
you
their
know
mind
what's
first.
good for you.
Yeah. Sorry, if you don't follow us, we're gonna
Wow, we're
break your
threatening
knees.
people now. I like
Yep.
this. This is my
We are
idea
the
of
To us for
time.
protection.
Yeah, we're
from
just gonna
us.
jump right to threats.
Hell yeah.
You've heard of protection money.
But yeah, thank you for raiding. We will take our break real quick. I still haven't fixed that stupid scene in my OBS, which I need to do.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm a bad showrunner, but I will put this little text.
Someone hit some of the quick buttons in our chat for us.
Oh, they have already. Someone, I think.
Oh, they already did?
We
Someone
have
was on it.
one.
I saw Nightbot going crazy, but
So we've only got the one.
Yeah,
We
we've
don't have
got
anything linked
Fiends.
to our Twitter or
Oh,
anything.
okay.
Just the
Alright.
Patreon.
Yeah.
yeah,
For
good,
other
very
things.
very easy to read that. Be
Oh,
right
here.
back there.
How about right there? No, that's not any better.
Here, let me help you out. You've got access to layers, so
Yeah, you guys are doing great. I'm gonna go pee.
You go pee.
put it in there, and then put the layer down.
You gotta go to the spawn.
Assuming that you know how to be a DM.
Wait, if you can't see me, that
Close
means if I
enough.
drop the gun, then I'm invisible.
What have you done to me?
Well, you did it. You deleted it.
I didn't delete it. I
You
put it
dumbass.
in the DM layer on
Oh,
accident.
you can't see the D. You're a prank. Your existence is a
It's
prank.
been a
my man.
long week, folks. Don't judge us on this.
Now it's
Yeah,
gone
this-
forever. I literally don't know what I've done.
Just buy a break. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we'll do our break. It's gone. I don't know where it went.
Oh, Hunter.
But stick around. We're having a good time, and we will continue to have a good time for another hour and a half.
Yeah. We'll be back.
No. Propane.
Otherwise.
This is my wolf skin.
This is
I c-
my you don't get a sleep chair. Oh,
I
you
can't
can't
wait.
really even see it.
I can't wait till I get to talk to an animal.
You can't wait till you gobble my knob.
That's a weird thing to say out loud.
This is the part, everybody's favorite part. It's where I sing about my friend Hunter. Do you know about my friend Hunter? He's got a butt for a face and an ass for a face and
It's not
ass
very
for
nice.
a chest.
What?
No. Exactly. No one said they're good songs. They're just songs about how shitty he is.
I'm really confused.
Exactly. He's got a butt face. He's got an ass chest. He's got smoothness where his butt would normally be. And little toes that are not like candy at all. They're quite
You're
disgusting.
singing a song about little toes?
Yeah,
That's-
Hunter's little toes that aren't like candy.
Why have you been tasting Hunter's toes?
No, it's not
Someone
about the
said
taste.
I've been tasting them.
Chris, don't ask.
I do talk to his wife on occasion.
Just don't ask.
Not saying she likes his toes, but you know, I can deflect. So we're going after some other orcs and gonna get information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the philosopher. We're gonna
If-
bargain with him, maybe.
There's a orcs wild.
If
Philosopher.
you had been awake,
Philosopher.
I was awake for most of it, but I did miss
Ba-ba-ba-da-da.
that part.
you need to.
Philosopher.
Do 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 do.
Philosopher.
Yes, I know. I have a different chair now, and I'm sad.
You have a
He's got the
different
pain in
chair?
the butt chair.
No, it still has a cushion, which is nice, but it's not as comfy as my other chair, so it'll be harder to actually fall asleep.
Guys, I found a tiny hand
Oh,
on my
fuck.
desk.
Whose is it?
That's
Oh,
some
no,
finger
we-
in hand.
I assume it was left over from a couple sessions ago. Never say that again.
That's a finger in hand?
You can say
Yeah,
it. Nate cannot.
that's a finger in hand.
That wasn't Nate. That was Yargleplatz.
Oh,
Excuse
I
me?
do like Yargleplatz.
Yargleplatz. Do 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 do.
Yargleplatz.
Stop it.
He can tell you all about the Kaganer
I don't like any of this.
and the pooping Joey that
Joey.
pleases the Pope.
The pooping Joey? Like
Yes.
Yeah.
kangaroo?
No,
It's from-
Joey
no.
from Friends.
Yeah, it was from Monster Prom. It was one of the secret
Ah.
endings I got. There's this whole thing about the nativity scene in like some other country or something. There's like a guy that's pooping. There's a statue
Little
of it.
pooping gnome dude or whatever.
Yeah.
Rad.
And so they go down this whole rabbit hole with it, and it's just a bunch of nutty stuff. And the Pope ends up showing up and like threatens our threatened my life and Damien's and everybody's.
The Pope?
The
Yeah,
Pope.
the
Threatens
Pope.
We were learning too
We were
much,
too
even though we
close to
didn't
the-
understand. Yeah, too close
Yeah.
to the truth.
I can't be a part of any of this.
You
Yeah.
could play Monster Prom with us sometime, Topher.
Yeah,
Love Monster
Topher.
Prom. It's so funny.
I'm afraid.
You
Of
should
what?
be. The prom. Who isn't afraid of prom? Prom is
Right.
terrifying.
I went to prom both years, and I didn't
Oh,
want to go
shit.
either.
I don't know what prom is.
I skipped prom.
It
End of the
is.
school dance.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
We
okay.
don't have
Oh. So you know what it is, and you just lied to your friends. That's what I just heard.
That's what it means to be a fiend.
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
I've been a fiend this whole time. I never
Everybody
lied to my friends.
steals. Wait.
Don't fucking
oh.
lie, Cody.
Everybody steals sounds like a really good excuse for someone who is always stealing.
Shut up, Zani.
Also sounds like it could be a really great REM cover song.
Shut up,
Everybody
Zani.
steals.
I'm gonna cover that. I mean, parody it.
Dare to be stupid.
I love that song.
Neener, neener. Oh, neener, neener, neener.
Dare to be
neener,
dank
neener.
memes.
I've been
Neener,
muted this
neener,
whole time.
neener,
I was talking
Yeah.
to you guys.
You're a
We've
freaking
been-
genius.
you've-
Oh my god,
we
Hunter,
were
that's why I make
ignoring
fun of
you.
you with my songs about how you're a butt face with a butt with an ass chest, or is it an ass face with a butt chest?
Butt
I
chest.
forget.
I'm
Yeah.
so confused.
I've
And then
seen that.
your
That's
butt-
a
Where
that's
your
a
butt would
VHS,
normally be, it's smooth.
and it's terrifying.
Does it have
It
pecs?
is. No. Yes, you have nipples where your butt should have been. 7.
7.
7?
It's not even
Yes.
an even number.
It,
7!
Because you gotta have one where the hole used to be.
7 is my hacker name.
I like how you're saying this with such conviction. It almost sounds true. There has
Yeah.
to be one where your butthole would be.
Yes. Hunter, it's just basic biology.
That's true.
You
Wombo.
guys.
He, she, we, wombo,
See, fucking Patrick
wombology,
gets it.
the study of wombo.
So what is
Sometimes we play Zweihander.
what is
No.
Celine doing while the other 4 are preparing for bed?
She's gonna wait till they all leave, and she's gonna go up that flight of stairs. She never got to check that out.
Yeah, so this lab area becomes deserted pretty quickly. Enzo goes up to do other things. You go
Thank
up the
God.
flight of stairs. It is that first floor is that the sort of culmination of all the research, where it's all presented, laid out. the orcs biology. There's like treatises on orcs behavior and what certain morphologies could mean, and like the how do you categorize a low orcs from a high orcs from the war boss class and that sort of thing. And so it's just like a huge wealth of information, all dedicated to orcs and how they function.
I do like that. Okay. That.
There's a couple of fanzines and
Yeah, fanzines, that sort of thing.
Fanzines. I will do the awareness check to look around, see if I find anything of note. Because, as I go through here, I gotta search for things. That's a fail. I'm not gonna find anything. Alright, so I'm gonna go up the stairs more.
This floor above, and you sense it as you're walking up the stairs. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end.
That's so good.
And you enter into what is clearly a ritual chamber. It is a, inscribed in the ground is a magic circle of runes and geometry. There are on each like sort of north, south, east, west of the circle, there are like basins where you would put various reagents and things like that. The staircase does continue upwards more, and you notice as you're looking around in the ceiling of this room, there is sort of like an inverted pyramid of metal, and it's gargantuan, and it's sort of pointing down into the center of like this ritual chamber.
Can I roll like an incantation to try and figure out what this might be used for?
Absolutely.
Alright.
Kinky sex.
Oh, my focuses aren't gonna help with this one. Hell yeah, success.
This is clearly a very powerful and sophisticated magical research like apparatus. So this would be when you were eavesdropping, this is what he would have used to sort of enhance his perception through the winds of magic. And you realize as you're looking up that what you're looking at in the ceiling is the bottom of the tine pointing into the air. So this is the base of it, sort of centered on this magical focal point. And you can even catch glimpses of the various like ribbons of the winds of magic as they sort of weave through this room. And this is the sort of focal point here of all of this magical energy.
Okay.
Of this confluence.
Okay. Selena come back to this room, but she's gonna go upstairs again.
And so this is where the staircase ends. You come out into a room that is essentially like a thin donut of a room, because the vast majority of the room is taken up by the massive metallic spine.
Okay.
And it goes up through the ceiling of this spire of the castle. And there are like little like ladders and stuff that you could climb to get out on the roof of the tower and access the tine and everything.
Yeah.
But this is sort of where it's anchored into the castle.
And there's nothing in like this donut-shaped hallway room
Nope,
thing.
it is just smooth metal all around.
So she'll go back downstairs. Would Celine be able to figure out how to recreate how he does his little perception thing in the magic circle?
You could try.
Celine wants to try.
So what does this look like for Celine?
because I don't know if I need any resources or anything in like the bowls or anything. If it looks like she can figure out if anything that would have gone in there, if there's any resources around that are like left up here for that specific purpose.
They
So
are
can I-
all smoothly clean. There's nothing left over. You get the impression that Yunzo is a bit of a neat freak as you are going through these things by yourself.
Are there any like magical like ingredients up here? Anything?
There's not.
God damn it. So I guess Celine's for now is going to step into the center of the circle and basically cast Witch Side, I think. I think that's the
All right.
best bet.
Yeah, go for it.
So since she doesn't know.
Which side?
Every time.
Ooh, barely made that one.
As I
Gotta
say.
get one in.
Okay, so yeah, you put the blindfold on, open the third eye, and immediately this is different. Because you are sort of, your consciousness is cast adrift, sort of without even you having like time to react or even like perceiving it. You flow on these parallel lines of the winds of magic, as they meet here. And you sort of begin to drift high above the Tyne. And you have this like out of body feeling. And roll me a resolve check.
We made it.
Yeah, so you succeed and are able to sort of grab hold of yourself, but you realize what's happening is that you are, this is like an amplifier. This is gives you the ability, should you practice and master it, to basically cast your perception, like scrying or something like that, using Witch Sight in this powerful circle.
But basically, I'd have to practice more to be able to do that.
To direct it, yeah. So
okay.
as you like, you kind of like rein in your consciousness, and the more you let it go, the more you kind of drift, just kind of in a direction or sort of out over the sea as you pull yourself back, and then suddenly you're looking at like a building in Pertswell, and then you pull yourself back.
Okay.
Well, look at something cool.
Yeah. She wants to. Ooh, this one might be risky. Can she wants to try and look to where the star fell.
Okay.
That's very cool. Your mind's gonna turn into gelatin.
Maybe if she feels danger, she's pulling out immediately. But she has an opportunity to see it from a more safe perspective.
Roll
From a safer-
incantation.
And this is me casting Witch Sight again, right?
Kind of. This is you directing yourself.
Okay. So no modifiers then from like my
yeah. So yeah, no,
casting.
you wouldn't have the casting
Okay.
modifiers. This is a flat incantation.
Success. I'm
So
getting super lucky tonight.
you are, picturing the geography of the area, and you're like, okay, I want to try and flow southwest towards where the star fell. And you find that actually that's not too hard, because sort of where the winds of magic conflux here, you can follow this spiraling outward as you're drawn towards the enormous energy at the center of the nation. And you travel faster and faster, accelerating over the landscape, almost at like a blinding speed. And so roll me a resolve real quick.
Pushing my luck. I made it!
That's very good.
Who are you?
I'm 63 out of 63. I don't know.
And so
Holy shit.
you are drawn at, faster than you have ever perceived moving in your life, across miles and miles of landscape, flowing along these magical ley lines in the winds. And you sense that you are approaching this center of the cataclysm. And then, sort of as fast as you were accelerating, you slow down as the winds become muddled and crosswise and mixed, and you look upon the city of Big Sar, something that you've never seen in normal times. But it is effectively an enormous crater where the ground has cracked up in these giant plates around the center hole. And so there are buildings and streets and all kinds of remnants of this largest city in the world scattered amongst this enormous rupture in the earth. And it is just, Pertswell being chaotic turmoil. This area is swarming with, movement. You can't tell if it's people or beasts or, what exactly is going on. But it is very active and just infinitely horrifying in the destruction that has been wrought.
So fair to assume not much has changed.
Yeah, this is basically the same as it was.
And I can't focus on any of the things moving around to see what they are.
Do another incantation.
Zoom, enhance.
Yeah.
Zoom, enhance. Success.
So you steal your resolve and peer down onto a fine point, and your vision shifts from a person hurriedly running across the street as they're being pursued by a beastman, and then you flick over to a few miles away somewhere else in the city where a rat man is darting from crag in the earth to crag in the earth, and then you flick over to somewhere else, and basically you're getting little snapshots of just all of these various sort of unconnected events, without context or anything like that.
And I don't really get a beat on what any of the creatures are bolting around.
Oh, I mean, you see mutated people and monstrous, horrifying,
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, just people with tentacle arms and horrible disfigurements.
Nifty.
But yeah, it is just a bed of chaos.
Oh wait, that's a Dark Souls boss.
Oh, trademark. It's mine now.
It's a bed of chaos. Trademark.
Actually, okay.
Can you imagine fighting a boss in a video game and at the end of its name was
TM?
We're gonna try and move. There's 2 more places I want to try and check, and I have no idea where to even begin my search. So this one's probably gonna be vague and might not work well, because shit. When they were in the tower, they did make mention of like the Skurzak again, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. When they
Yeah.
were.
To try and look underground.
Okay, yeah. Give me an incantation.
You find a fuck ton of dwarves just like having an orgy.
So you want to look like underground at Big Sar, or
I mean, she might start there, but it's probably gonna get kind of vague, and she's gonna be like looking for like tunnel, like, because she doesn't know exactly where to look, or if she can just like focus, be like, okay, I want to look for like tunnels underground for Skurzak, focusing on like those things, because she doesn't know how it all works exactly.
yeah. So you sort of dive into the crater at the center of Big Sar, and immediately see, you know, caves and crevices and things that could be tunnels and ravines, and just like in the walls of this like upturned, ruptured earth, you can spy, you know, ratmen moving back and forth, and even among them are you know, people that are captured, or orcs, or, you know, all just a innumerable host of individuals traveling among these cracks and crevices and caves.
They're all
Okay.
among us.
Yeah.
I want to look
God.
underneath where we're at now.
Oh, so you want to bring yourself back?
Yeah, I want to bring myself back and check underneath where we're at now.
All right, make a
So now
resolve
she's all
check.
concerned. God.
You find the
Success.
sewers. It
Okay.
stinks.
Yeah, so
I am
you
lucking out tonight.
so you again, you whip across the landscape, returning back to Pertswell, and you're looking like under the castle.
Yeah, just the general area, just underneath here.
And so you press your consciousness sort of into the like basements and sublevels of the castle, peering around for any sort of connections or tunnels, and you do find a like a little sub tunnel connected to that like cell area where you had been walking previously. And you can follow it, and it just like branches off dozens of ways just as you're following it, and you can perceive that you're under the city now. But there is just like an seemingly infinite number of these branching, interconnected tunnels.
Yeah. And I don't encounter any like Skurzak.
Nope. As far as
Okay.
the ones that you are looking at. And
So
this,
if I go, you said it's like a sub-tunnel and it's connected to that dungeon area? Where
yeah, so
at is
it
that
was
door?
it wasn't a door, it was behind a wall.
Okay, so they never went like through all the way, or it seems like there might be like a hidden wall or something.
Probably a hidden wall.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if he knows about that. Huh. Interesting. Okay, last thing. I want to go to Fort Boldwell.
Okay. And this one isn't hard. You sort of retrace the flight of the airship over the air, and you perceive Fort Boldwell. And it is quiet. The night guards are on the walls. Torches lit, and there doesn't seem to be much activity.
All quiet on the
I
eastern.
want to find the captain, and I assume he's probably asleep, but I want to go spy.
That's creepy.
Yeah, so he
I
is
know.
he is asleep in his chambers. You sort of
Okay.
press yourself through a window of the keep.
Okay. I'm gonna like try and like reach out to him and like speak his name and see if he reacts or anything or wakes up.
All right,
She's curious if
Yeah.
it works.
roll incantation.
All right. Oh no, I failed. We're gonna use the fortune point.
All right.
Oh my god, for this?
Yes. Yes, success.
So you whisper, Walter, and
That's his name.
yeah, Walter McKay
Wait, his name's Walter?
yeah.
What the
Holy
hell?
shit.
That's the most unbelievable thing in this whole story.
And
Guy Walt.
he his eyes flick open,
Oh,
and he kind of like, he doesn't sit up, but he you can see that he's like thought he was having a dream or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like shifts to go back
Yeah.
to sleep.
Oh my god, that's wicked. Alright, I'm gonna pull back to the keep, and I'm gonna find Lillian.
This is actually the perfect time to transition to the other 4 real quick.
Yep.
You
that's
guys
fine.
have gone, bathed and changed clothes and whatever else you had wanted to do. And you are all kind of congregated in the courtyard off to the side of the keep. And a person has approached you to begin to show you where your rooms are. And in this sort of well-lit torchlight of the keep here, you begin making your way to a door when a group of other refugees sort of goes walking past. I need Nabeen to make an awareness check real quick.
Get Nabeen.
Uh,
the bean! Release the beans. Ooh.
You recognize a voice in this group. They're kind of loudly talking, laughing. It's a mixed ancestry group, like a dwarf, a human, elf, and another halfling. And they're walking by, joking about something, and the laugh catches your ear of the halfling. And you notice Ronsla before she notices you. And she is pretty recognizable in what looks like partial Mantir's Mantis wear. But parts of it have been replaced here and there as she's laughing and carousing with her friends walking past you guys.
I just sort of freeze and stare and watch them as they pass. I'm not going to say anything.
Let's see. As they're walking past, so there's the 4 of them walking past the 4 of you, and Celine, you have like a bird's eye view of this in your extrasensory perception.
Oh man, she's having lots of fun.
You guys are sort of passing group to group, and the halfling in the other group sort of looks at you guys, locks eyes with Nabeen,
Is it hot?
freezes for a second, draws her gun on Nabeen immediately.
Oh, Jesus.
And she's like, "You."
Good to see you, as usual.
Give me one fucking reason why I shouldn't blow your head off right now.
I draw my
Only one.
axes.
I can give you plenty, but... And she's clearly stalling for time because she doesn't have a good reason why she shouldn't.
What
Because by
in the fuck are you doing here?
job?
A job? What are you wearing? Are you...
What's it to you?
And she her friends are kind of like standing off to the side, a little confused, but maybe not like surprised. And she, to the 3 of you, this is a tanned and wiry halfling woman with black hair. She has a single long braid, and she's got a scar that you can see in the torchlight right below her right eye. It's a pretty large red scar. This is the left side, so it's on this side below the right eye. And she's aiming her very nice dueling pistol right at Nabeen. And just scowling the most angry scowl.
How's your face?
And she's like, you know, nothing you can say can change what you did.
No, nor would I want it to.
At least fucking just why?
Why what? It was a friendly sparring match.
Not
Not my fault that your skills aren't up to par with mine.
You know I'm not talking about the fucking scar.
Aren't you? And I guess I don't know what you're talking about, do I? And I'm just gonna start walking. I don't know where I'm going. I just start walking.
She's gonna come up to you and try to like grab the scruff of your like shirt.
Ooh.
I'm gonna elbow her in the face.
Ooh.
Oh.
She'll throw a punch at you with her offhand. Do you want to parry?
it.
I want to start picking up pets.
Yeah, I'll try and I'll parry that.
I'll wait until this punch goes out, then I'll put my bed.
Oh, fuck, I forgot I'm imperiled.
Shouldn't matter though.
Wait, you're
Yeah.
still imperiled?
Oh, I got it last time from looking at the goat men.
Yeah. Yep. And then didn't have enough time to rest.
Yeah, that would be what we were going to do now.
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot how to parry things. Or do I do anything to parry things?
Yeah, so you're on your character sheet, there's on the second talents and trappings tab, there is
Aha.
defenses.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice.
Yeah, so you block her offhand punch. And she's like, "Do you know what happened after you shot him? Do you understand what you did?"
I understand what I did, and I understand my reasons for it, and that you don't know them.
Why do you think I'm pointing this fucking gun at you?
Because you're as stupid as you've always been.
If you can't, give me at least something, I have
Would
to
you
shoot
like
you.
another scar? One to match the other one I gave you.
Shoot.
And she
I can give you that.
falters a little bit, like still pointing the gun at you. And you guys are kind of like squared off in this like kind of circle of the three other sash bearers and the three of her friends, and then there's like people kind of looking at the commotion and gesturing.
Is there any bucket with water?
Yeah, you could probably find a bucket with
Yeah,
water.
we're in
if
like
you-
a courtyard.
Yeah, if you went like to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
well or whatever.
Oh, if I wet her dueling pistol would work?
Ooh.
So I think the dueling pistols are actually the ones that have like the pan that covers the gunpowder. So you would have to like soak it to make it not work.
It's not like flint. It's not like flint.
Yeah,
Even
so it
steel.
uses flint, but like the actual like charge that fires the bullet is covered.
Yeah, but if I wet this flint, it wouldn't make the spark.
It would like it would give it a chance to not work.
I think wet flint can
yeah,
still
I'll-
cause a spark, though.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
What?
I think the wet flint can still cause a spark. It's really whether or not the powder is wet that's like
Gonna
the
catch
concern.
it.
Yeah.
No, did you ever wet your lighter? Didn't work.
I have not had a lighter in about 1,000,000 years.
Lighters don't work if they are wet.
Yeah, so I would say mechanically, if you were able to get it wet, we would give it like
Even
a.
when just taken out of water and still wet, they're perfectly able to strike a spark.
Yeah, so I would say that it would give it like a 30% chance to misfire or something like that.
Oh.
If you were able to soak the gun. But yeah, so she glowers at you down the barrel of the gun. And she's like, Why do you think I'm here?
Because you're stupid as you've always been. I said that already. Why are you making me repeat myself?
I'm not gonna, pretend that maybe you're not right, but when you killed him, what do you think happened to the rest of us?
Why should it matter to me? I left. I got out. I did this, and you know damn well why I did it. I did it for my sister, and I did it for you.
It's not that simple. All I had was the mantises.
What did I have? I came from nothing, and I had nothing to go back to.
It's... And she
Not doing this here.
She angrily
walk off
holsters the
again.
gun. She's like, I'll find you. We're gonna finish this. How the fuck are you? She storms off.
Wouldn't be the first time, would it?
And her
First time that you
friends,
finished this?
her friends kind of like look at each other and.
I thought she yelled, "Fuck you."
Oh.
Yeah, she did. And yeah, so she storms off with her 3 friends sort of following closely behind.
Okay.
Hold me back. Hold me
Navid's just
back.
kind of standing there, like seething. She's shaking a little bit, and her fists are balled. And she is going to kind of take a deep breath, and she's going to turn back to the group. And she said, "None of that happened. Don't ask me about it."
One of those things that you said is true because I'm not gonna ask.
Well, that's good then. And make sure the other one happens as well. And I'm gonna just stop addressing them and address the person from the keep directly.
Yeah.
And just be like, "Where am I bedding down?"
And she is kind of stunned silence, looking.
Maybe make it somewhere not near that lunatic.
And she's like, yeah, okay, we can here, follow me. We'll go into the other wing.
I will.
And yeah, the refugee will lead you guys into one of the side wings of the keep, where there are just dozens of rooms. Some of them occupied by obviously other people or family groups or whatever, but they find you a room with 6 beds in it.
Youch.
That they will direct as yours.
Okay. I'm just gonna toss my pack at the foot of one and unlace my boots, take those off, and just climb into bed.
And these are nice beds. This isn't like Sash Bearer barracks beds. These
Better
are
be. They're castle beds.
Yeah, these are castle guest beds with their own little basins next to them and everything.
Is there a fire in this room?
Yeah, there's a hearth.
I am contractually obligated to
There's
sleep
another
next
fire
to
in
the
this
hearth
room. It's called a heart.
to make sure that the fire doesn't go out. It's part of my contract. Gotta follow the rules.
That's fair. And so, what does Celine think, having witnessed that? Are you just a gleeful spectator?
Probably.
You see. Yeah, she's just a gleeful spectator.
So is there anything that you wanted to do else, Celine?
Yeah, she wants to try and communicate with to Lillian.
Okay.
So
So
you follow them into their room. Your sort of ghostly consciousness hovering in the air above the room.
Wow, I hate that.
she is just gonna try and, because I don't know how, she doesn't know how much she can do. She's gonna try and do a full sentence and like be like, Lillian, can you hear me?
All right, roll incantation.
Like
Success.
Celine is never actually going to leave that room, and
Yeah.
she's
She's
just
gonna
gonna
turn
like
into
Yep.
Dr. Xavier.
she's just gonna haunt the dreams of everyone from here to eternity.
And so Lillian, you hear almost like on the wind the voice of Celine. It's not super clear. It's like sounds like it's really far away, but she says, "Lillian, can you hear me?"
I instinctively check under my bed.
Oh god, she will chuckle at that. And I hope the chuckle goes through.
Yeah, we'll say that it does. You hear the faint laughter.
I look around and I go, I swear to God, if you're in my head somehow, I'm gonna be really upset.
I wish.
And
Am I
the-
gonna have to do an incantation check each time I talk?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So the three of you hear Lillian say, "I swear to God, if you're in my head somehow."
Not
So
in your head. Why do you say that?
since I have to roll an incantation time for each time I want to speak, I wish that was the case. I can tell you more about it later. Where do we meet tomorrow?
I look around and I go,
You gotta roll incantation again.
oh yeah, roll before I hear it, because then
Yeah.
I can't respond.
Fucking
I didn't hear
shit.
shit.
Roll resolve.
Success on
Oh,
the
nice.
resolve.
Yeah. So you,
Esgrin, I think Celine is somehow, I don't know, like transported herself in the ether.
Into my brain.
and so as she says that, you guys can all like listen intently, and you hear like snippets and like garbled, very distant Celine words. She's clearly asking you something, but it's very unclear what she is saying.
I don't
We
speak
are-
gobbledygook.
I
She'll
tell
try
her
again.
where we are now.
She's gonna try her statement again.
Okay.
Come on, incantation. I just need this one. There we go.
So you focus your consciousness into as small a point as you possibly can, speaking clearly, and the words carry into the room, as if blown on the breeze.
And I say, well, we're sleeping here for tonight. You should probably just make your way back to the ship and sleep there.
Did you say we can or can't hear?
You can. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it. Does she even want to try? She keeps waiting for some backlash, so I think she's just gonna pull back at that point. She heard what she needed to, so.
Okay, so you fully disengage?
Yes. And so Celine is not gonna go back to the ship.
Roll a negative 30 resolve check to see if you retain your mind.
So when you take off your blindfold and turn around to face the staircase, sitting in front of the staircase is Dr. Yinzo.
Oh no!
Cross-legged, just kind of watching you Sort of like an interested, almost like vaguely amused look on his face. And he's like, well, who's Walter?
Oh, you no! She'll get kind of red and be like, "No, Walters, no, you shouldn't hear all that. What did you heard everything? Oh God."
Well, I sensed that someone was accessing the confluence here.
Oh,
I've
man.
lived here for years. This is highly sensitive magical equipment. Like I'm impressed that you are not insane right now.
This thing's the best. I want one.
Can you give me one?
He's like, I do kind of want a little bit of an explanation of what exactly is going on. But I got here right before you whispered to Walter. Again, I'm impressed. Did they hear you? Seemed like you were talking to somebody.
I mean, if he was around, he heard me say, I did say Lillian at one point.
Well, yeah,
So-
he heard you like talking to the others as well.
So, but he probably, yeah, he's like, Walter seemed to, but I didn't push that one. The other one, I struggled, but did have a conversation with.
That's honestly impressive. This is materials and sort of magical equipment that takes usually years to even begin mastering without losing yourself. So you were obviously disembodied, right?
Yes.
Interesting. How long have you studied magic?
She's like, few years. I'm not, because since they're just like young, probably like anywhere from like 4 to 8 years for her. I don't know an exact time, so we'll say 6. Meet in the middle.
She probably doesn't know either. She
Right.
doesn't even know how old she is, frankly.
She might not.
Number.
So,
Time.
why didn't I see you with the other red cloths?
Good response.
Because I was short and you looked over my.
Very judgmental of you,
Nice
Doctor.
try.
he like chuckles a little bit. He's like, while that is possible, in the most comedic of stage plays, I do have to insist on knowing kind of what's going on here.
You can call me Alchemical Supplies.
He can call you that?
Yeah, because he
That's
was
what
brought
he
in
said was in
as.
the
a-
Oh, I see.
Alluding to the box. she was
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's
And
like,
I needed to be brought somewhere specific
and he's
to
like,
make it more clear.
oh. So you are companions with the Lillian with the red cloth. And that's who you were talking to when you were projecting.
Yes.
So again, I'm sort of baffled. If you were sent here to deliver supplies, why smuggle yourself into my lab here?
He's
Are
like,
you like trying to
Nate.
steal research, or
Nate, I'm gonna need you to think quicker on your feet, buddy.
Yeah, you gotta step up your game, my man.
Yeah.
she's like, well, we know about some of what you did, and I'm a hedgewise. Everything I have is self-taught. taught, and I love magic and knowledge and all those kinds of things, and I wanted to see and check it out and make sure you weren't like bad news at the same time, I guess, because you made these orcs and they went off like kind of rampaging and stuff, so we were concerned that you also might be quite dangerous, and this was kind of one way for me to find out, I guess. I don't know. Yes, that.
Didn't your benefactor at least tell you where you were going? Like, you're delivering I suppose my research wasn't excessively well known, but at this point, you know, who would keep that a secret from you?
And correct me if I'm wrong, so I can change what I say. Our benefactor wants us to bring you back.
I don't think we said that ever, but you could say that now.
No, I mean because the woodsman did want that, right?
The woodsman didn't necessarily care as long as we got answers.
Yeah.
If we think the best way to get answers is to bring him back,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
we could try that.
Okay. I thought the woodsman wanted us to bring them back.
There seems to be a lot of confusion over what the woodsman wanted from us.
Yeah. So
I mean, they wanted answers then. I'll
yeah,
say
so
that.
she sent you guys here to find him.
Mhm.
And then sort of after that, the information you gathered would be up to whatever you guys discovered.
Yeah.
And so it was fairly open-ended. And I guess even more broadly, she didn't even know if he was here, but just that his lab was here and that you guys could come here and try and figure out some answers.
Yeah. Basically, they wanted answers about you and your research and how the hell it all happened, and like they weren't even sure if you were here or not. So
You weren't paid to deliver supplies.
no,
So
Billy's just gonna fucking out.
We're all gonna get fucking bladed in the dark in the middle of the night.
he's like, so what did you unload from your airship into my castle?
Our supplies.
He's like, why? Why did you?
Like, I don't know why they decided to go with that. It's what they decided to go with. We didn't know if you were gonna try and kill us on sight.
I mean, we were fairly welcoming.
Well, I'm not the one who came up with the idea to say we're delivering goods. It wasn't my plan. It was very on the spot.
And he like kind of like puts his head in his hand. He's like, okay, can I trust you to come with me really quick?
Yeah, can I trust you to answer an important or discuss something with you? Did you know that there's a subtunnel connected to your dungeon that leads to a massive tunnel connection down beneath here?
And he like squints at you and he's like, where have you been?
I went to the crater, I checked under the crater, I checked my floor, I checked under here. I heard you guys talking about Ratman earlier, and I checked on my party. But yeah, there's like a massive network of tunnels down beneath. I didn't see any Skurzak, but
And
just thought you should be aware.
he's like, kind of like, not like reeling, but he's like looks down and you can tell he's thinking. He's like, okay, let's address one thing at a time. Please come with me and let's go talk to your companions just real quick. And so he will lead you down into the lab.
She will take one last good look at that room, because the plan was to stay there all night and copy as much as possible. So
and he will he will fetch his orc assistant Zugon as well. And Zugon sort of comes wordlessly, he kind of looks at you weird. Yinzo asks around briefly to figure out where the rest of the Sash Bearers are sleeping, and within 20 minutes of you guys settling into your room, Yinzo and Zugon and your good friend Celine open the door and enter in the room.
Hi, guys.
Hey, you found our stowaway.
What have you done now?
I got caught.
And so he sits on one of the beds and he gestures for Zugon to sit on one of them.
What did
And-
you do now?
Got caught.
Where were you? You're supposed to stay at the ship. I told you, stay at the ship. Where
That's
were you?
boring, though. I crawled into a box of alchemy supplies.
Why did you do that?
Because you can drop the
Why
axe.
did you do that?
And he like looks
You know you
between.
shouldn't be doing-
She'll look back at like Yinzo. It's like I could keep going with him like this, or pretend like it's fun.
And he's like,
what did we tell you? Never stay inside a box. Don't go around people's property. We already
You
talked
never
about
told
this.
me any of
Two
those things, and even
rules.
if you did, I would have
We
listened.
always give you.
stay out of boxes, don't trespass. Very simple rules.
There's easy rules to follow that you somehow always break.
No one has
One
ever
rule.
made those rules, and I would never follow them anyways. They're dumb rules.
You don't follow any rules.
Exactly.
Matt's
I
gonna
can't even
grab her
get you to
pillow
comb
and
your
just, like,
hair.
try to suffocate herself.
Look, he heard me
Don't
talking
die.
to
You have so many
guys.
reasons to live, like that weirdo we saw earlier that never happened.
Did she break something? Did you stole something?
Yeah, did she break or steal something?
and he's
Yeah,
like, as
she's
far as I
always
can
doing that.
tell, surprisingly, she didn't break anything. And
That is always surprising, isn't it?
Just
Anytime
like,
she interacts with anything, I'm pretty much always surprised that it's not broken.
well, she was using
I
the ritual circle, and I'm sort of half surprised she wasn't turned inside out or something like that.
It was fun.
Oh, well, that explains it. If you have a ritual circle around, she's gonna find it.
And I just suddenly sit bolt upright and I'm like, can you make
Like
her have
this.
a bath?
Ooh, yeah! And punishment, can we force her to have a bath,
What
please?
do you mean? It's been like a week or two. It's probably due for I'm probably due for another bath. She has bathed before. The last time was just after Spider Horse.
You just don't get your hair in it.
Jillian, you fix her hair and I'll sleep.
Wait, this seems like an unfair distribution of labor.
I think the doctor wants to talk with us, so.
I can understand why. We have been lying to him all day.
He's like, yeah,
I know.
I sort of am getting the impression that you haven't been perfectly forthcoming with me. I'll leave the punishment among you red cloths for you to decide. But it has been revealed to me that you were not sent here to deliver supplies, even though you did so very helpfully.
Yeah, we got you.
Um,
That's part of why we were hoping for better payment, because we're probably going to have to restock all those supplies ourselves.
and he'll be like, so what is the nature of you arriving here? Like, why in reality did you arrive at my fort?
Well, it wasn't all a lie. We do have a bit of a mysterious benefactor, and they did ask us to come here and check you out, but we don't know much more than that either, honestly.
We're trying to put an end to all of this horrible orcs mutant business that's been plaguing the lost colonies. Is that what it's called?
Lost
Or
provinces.
Lost provinces. That's been plaguing the lost provinces. We kept taking them out, but it was sort of a Hydra situation. We figured, come up here, figure out if maybe you were the body of the Hydra that needed to be killed, or if there was something else going on. And it seems like there's something else going on, so we're no inclination to kill you.
And Nab looks at you and she's like, "That's not how you kill a Hydra.
Well, I mean, you can't cut its head off, right?
You just have to burn the stump."
Well, couldn't you take the heart out? I think that would work.
I
What do you
like
think,
the heart.
Doctor?
If you cut enough heads, you will have so many heads that you will have. You will have still blood to pump blood to the brain of the heads.
That makes
Oh,
sense,
that's a good
too.
idea.
That's the way you kill
It
them.
would
There
just
you
start
have-
like
passing
that.
out every
Catalog.
time it woke
Yeah.
up.
You would have to like cycle through heads.
That seems like a lot of extra work, though. That might not be the most efficient, but definitely possible. Need a lot of
I'll grin
guillotine.
and be like,
or-
"It'd be more fun though, wouldn't it?"
I don't think so. I really don't.
Down.
Are you still sleeping, Hart? We're in trouble.
And he's like, well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say trouble yet. I'm a little concerned.
Why are you concerned? Are you dead? No, you're not dead. You're still
Well,
alive, so you should be happy.
Yeah, well, strange people showing up in an airship to, deliver
Supplies.
gnome-filled boxes
Supplies.
to my castle.
Yeah,
It was
It's-
just the one.
that's sort of like a holiday tradition, though, isn't it?
And he's like, so you're from Lumerlin. You mentioned the Lost Provinces. Are you...
Oh my god, we were in prison and we conscripted by the military and now we're sash bearers. It's fine.
So
Yeah,
you're
more or less.
you're soldiers?
Penal soldiers,
Cannon fodder.
unjustly recruited for various primarily racial-based means.
And he's
At
like,
this point, I don't mind.
he's like,
Yeah, because you want to bang Walter. draw some connections.
yeah,
for
he's
it.
like, so we should.
That's not all. I can learn a lot of fun things out here, like
You're on a
his
first-name
toy,
basis with him
telescope.
now.
his magical telescope thing. It's the best.
Yeah,
You
you
have a
know how
magic
to get
telescope?
caught.
Well, I
one's
can't
supposed to
see
get caught.
anything except where I put my. I don't even know what to call it. My
Where you have
metaphysical body.
astrally. There you go.
Where are you putting your ass?
So yeah, your
projection.
your companion here accessed my ritual circle.
It's fun. I
It
want
is
one, guys.
quite potent, having being built here on this confluence of the winds and enhanced by the Tyne. And I, of course, sensed that somebody was using it.
Wow, you can sense that.
That's what I said.
I know, right? That's very impressive.
Well, you spend enough time in one place with unique properties of the winds, and when something changes even slightly, you get a feeling for it.
I suppose that's true. I used to know when the crops were going to need harvesting, about 2 months out. So
Exactly.
I get it.
It's the same sort of idea. So you are here. So you're here to discover what's going on with the
If you were
worms.
good or bad.
And he's like, well, clearly I'm good.
You didn't kill
You're
me
not
or
dead.
throw me in a dungeon.
Certainly don't appear to be bad, but good
No
is,
such
that's
thing
sort
as
of a
good
whole
or
other thing.
bad.
He's like,
Even
well,
though
there
doing
certainly-
research, there's
There
nothing bad
certainly
about
is
that.
good and bad. As a woman of the cloth, I am contractually obligated to remind you there is bad in the world.
and he's like, well, absolutely, I can agree with that. So, it seems to me, at least, that our goals are aligned at least a little bit. This sort of, were you planning to just take my money and leave, or are you planning
no,
to?
We fully plan to check out the this
York.
philosopher. It's a very good lead. We
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it.
So you were just going to do so under false pretenses.
Yeah, we probably would have let you know after we talked to the philosopher.
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
There would. I mean, if it never came up, then there probably would have been no reason to tell you. But if it felt relevant, we probably would have told you. If for no other reason that we might want to buy back some supplies for the trip.
Yes, and he's like, so when you were going to leave, were you,
I'm not too smart, but
No, we know, Hart.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it was working, there would have been no reason to tell you.
He says if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but yet he's the one who wants to eat more of that black stuff.
I approve of that.
Plus, we've also all been very broke for a long time, and we've trying to fix that.
I'm not broke at all.
Just looks around.
Yes, you are.
And I look shifty. I mean, yes, I am.
So if you got money,
I am also quite broke.
why does everyone have money except me? Edgar, I understand. He's got that secret. Wait, I'm not supposed to talk about.
Hart thumb flicks gold crown to Lillian and winks at her.
What? Am I the only one not getting paid for this penal work?
When she says that, I do the same thing.
This is more money than I've seen in months. What?
You're a woman of the cloth. What do you
I'm adding
need
2
for
gold to my
worldly
character
possessions,
sheet
eh?
now.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm adding those 2 gold pieces, so you better remove them.
That's
I will.
fine.
That's fine.
Do you remember Hart getting any gold?
I have so much gold.
I remember you getting gold. You found like 12 gold or some shit, didn't you?
I found a lot more than that.
Did you? Oh shit.
I have to find it in my notes, but yes.
I gotta spend all of that on funding my army.
And Yunzo and his orc companion are
This
kind
is some
of
shenanigans.
yeah, they're just like sitting there watching you guys banter
What
back
the
and
fuck?
forth. And he's like, "Well, I
It
suppose
should be very clear to you at this point, Doc, that we're a ragtag group of conscripted prisoners in the military. We haven't known each other that long.
I was in the military before I was conscripted, but yeah.
But we are very good monster killers.
Apparently.
We've slain orcs and monsters alike across the countryside.
And he's like, so those stories were true, right? Like that
Most
was
of what we told you was
Yeah.
true. It was really just the pretense for the story.
He's like,
Did you
okay,
guys-
I'm just trying to sort out
No,
in
yeah,
my
it could be very confusing. I can see from your point of view why you might think all of this
I
is just
mean-
made up.
Did we tell him all the stories, guys? Did we tell
I
him
think
about
so.
the cow to peed with 12 hearts?
Yeah, we told him about that in Corna. I don't think we ever told him about the spider orcs.
The spider
We never
orcs?
got that one's name.
Yeah,
We
that one
slayed
was
the most terrifying swordsman, the handless one.
We've had some
Yeah.
Oh
fun
yeah,
adventures.
the night orcs. Yeah.
The handless orc.
It was the night orcs.
Oh, the handless orc.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was
We
thinking.
didn't
I
get their
name
an
either.
extra hand.
the bad
Oh
orcs.
yeah, the orcs with 36 separate hands. Yeah.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
one was neat.
It's really been a real pain in the neck, so you can see why we'd want to get it sorted.
And he's like, well, absolutely. I mean, it was never my intention to release a plague of mutant orcs upon what, you call the Lost Provinces.
Are you sure? Because that's what we came to figure out.
Absolutely,
Sorry, is
yeah.
the Lost Provinces not like acceptable? I'm not actually from Lumerland, so it was a whole other thing.
It's been 100 years. People here they don't really call it that anymore.
From the forest.
But, so just to be clear, everything that I told you was true.
Make an insight
Yeah, right.
what's that
Can
called
I
again?
Scrutinize that.
Scrutinize.
Scrutinize? I'm
I
really
also want to
bad at
scrutinize.
these, but I do want to
Someone
do
who
it.
says that, that's sketchy.
That's a critical success. Is
shit.
everything he said true?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
this is like an earnest old man, Dr.
You guys are bad
Yinzo.
people.
And he's like confused and maybe like a little like taken aback. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
We've hurt his feelings, guys.
No, I'm really glad that you were very honest with us. That makes our job a lot easier. And of course, we have unfortunately been forced to resort to violence against many people because they simply refuse to tell us anything approaching the truth. So not having to do that is a real benefit to our day, at least as far as I'm concerned.
That
Yours.
sounds like a
Corner
threat.
was nice enough. She
What?
talked to us.
That's not a threat. Yeah, when we met Corna, she wasn't problematic at all. We made great friends with her.
I miss Corna.
Yeah, me too. Wait, can we use the thing to say hi to Corna?
Oh my god, I could.
We'll do that. Can we do that before we leave?
Yinzo's
I don't know
like,
where she's at.
he's like, yeah, I mean, if you know where she is.
We
Where
know
she's at.
that she's in the tower. Is that enough?
He's like, last time I tried to locate the tower, I stole the engine out of one of your
Oh, yeah.
airships.
I'm not gonna do that. He's more experienced than I am, and he did that. You stole the airship. Wait, did I hear that already? I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
As long as the captain's not inside.
I'm going to, since everything is settled, I was going back to sleep because we have to wake up very early tomorrow in the morning to hand the philosophy. So, if there's anything else?
Yeah, and he
You and Hart rolled over to go back to sleep. The rest of us were like,
yeah, and he's like, do you want a share? He like gestures to Celine. He's like, I can, I had originally only planned to pay the 4 of them, seeing as how I didn't know you existed.
I was
Well,
definitely gonna
that's
talk to
fair.
them about a share afterwards because I overheard everything about that. So I would like a share.
He's
yes.
like, oh, you were eavesdropping.
yeah.
I thought I heard something scurrying around when we came
I mean,
downstairs.
she's
Scurry
not-
is a good use of words, Doctor. Scurry is really what she does all the time.
all the time.
I will fucking shoot you.
I believe you is the
All
scary part.
fucking time.
We've been friends for a very long time, and I genuinely believe you would shoot me.
I would shoot every one of you except for the doctor.
Fair.
The Oryx looks over. What the fuck?
Yeah, Zugan is like a little concerned.
You've been more than generous enough, especially given the new circumstances you found yourself in. We'll work it out amongst ourselves. You don't need to give her a cut.
What? Fuck you! I get a cut, whether it's from him or you guys.
That's what I just said.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get you in for a cut, and we'll take that out of your cut for getting caught.
Exactly.
Wow.
I just want you
I'm
all
done.
to know that you guys started this lie and played it up real hard.
It was a very good lie, though, Nesgrin.
Until you
it
break
worked
it.
immediately.
Yeah, until you break it.
Yeah,
I'll take his share because he created the lie.
Yinzo will stand up and kind of gesture to Zugan. He's like, well, it looks like, at least for now, we don't have anything to worry about. And Zugan kind of like looks at the rest of you and he's like, I guess. And Yinzo will say, well, I will let you settle your affairs amongst yourselves. And, find me in the morning after we all get some rest, and we can figure out exactly the plan for approaching the philosopher and maybe getting to the bottom of what's happening here.
Yeah. Rad. We did it. Friendship saves the day.
And so he is turning to walk away. Zugan leaves, and right as Yinzo is about to walk out of the room, he turns and looks. He's like, I would like to know who Walter is. I'm really curious now.
Ow!
He's the captain of our fort.
No, he's not. Shut up, Hart.
He's a married man, very importantly.
And he raises his eyebrows like,
He's a
oh,
bitch.
oh heavens, I didn't mean to intrude. Good night. Shuts the door.
Bad friends.
What do you mean we're bad friends? We're the best friends you could ever ask for.
And
They're the
so-
only friends that you will ever have, so.
Yeah, not the only ones you'll ever ask for, just the only ones you will ever have, period.
Shit.
So the Sash bearers will go to sleep in their fluffy, feather-down castle beds,
Wrapped in my
Yeah.
wolf skin.
regaining.
Wrapped in my
We don't need to roleplay it much, but Celine does want to try and sneak out after everybody's asleep and go, like, get some pen and paper and go try and copy the magic circle and everything.
Wow.
And Nab can't sleep, so she's actually gonna go look for a drink.
All right.
Shit.
Yeah, so we will probably do both of those things right at the beginning of next session.
That's fine.
So and we will approach. Oh, and actually, I should say that next session is going to be a while from now.
Oh, yeah.
Because we will be doing our interlude story of some kind the next 3 weeks, I believe. Because we have a cast member who is part of another production, Cody O'Hare.
Yeah, he hates us. He's
Is
a butthole.
doing real life acting.
Yeah.
And so will not be available, and so we will put the mainline story on hold and explore other parts of the Scarlet Sash universe, probably through Flames of Freedom, if I am understanding correctly. Doing some spooky stuff for October, approaching Halloween.
I'm
And if
ready
you
to
happen to
die.
be in the Salt Lake area, check out
Yeah.
John. Tickets available now. We would love to sell a few.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sell some.
So the play that Cody is part of is what's the word? Like premiering is showing in,
Yeah, opening.
opening in Salt Lake City. If
It's
it's a long
spooky.
shot, yeah, it's a bit of a long shot, but if you are in the area, check out the production of John by Two Penny
Nope, 3 Penny Theater.
Three Penny Theater.
Some friend hunter.
Yeah, it's called 3 Penny Theater because
so
it's theater for the people. So if you've got, it's pay what you can. If you've got $5, if you've got $10, come see an evening of theater.
We had
And
the
it's weird. It's weird.
the logo I was thinking of confused me because it's the two masks. So I was like, oh, it's Two Penny, but yeah. So we will call this episode 17 here. It is like 5 minutes till 1. And thank you all for watching. If Raiders, if you're still here, thank you for joining in the raid. Weave the Tail, thank you for raiding if you're still here. That was awesome. And this has been a production of Scarlet Sash Stories by Fiends and Friends, which is all of us, in partnership with Grim and Perilous Studios, publishers of ZweihanderRPG. Check out the RPG book on DriveThru. Check out Flames of Freedom on DriveThru RPG. There's a new campaign book coming out for Flames of Freedom called The Two Lodges. Look out for that one. Yeah. So tune in next Friday for whatever we're doing then. We also have a few shows coming up Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Tomorrow. Saturday. Besides tomorrow,
Yep.
we probably won't do much on Saturdays.
Yeah, we probably same thing.
Oh, yeah, that's
probably
true.
won't be.
Yeah.
We might. After 1 weekend we might, because those are earlier in the day and the show is in the evening.
Alright.
But
Okay.
we'll sort of play it by ear because
Yeah.
Sure.
there are a lot of moving parts. Definitely not next weekend, but
But Wednesdays will still be a thing.
For sure.
yeah.
So check out our Fiends and Friends Patreon, where all of our social stuff is. Nate linked our Twitter account,
Twitter and
our
Discord.
Discord. Yeah,
The
feel free
important
to
things.
join the Discord. Yeah, thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun. Thank you to all these wonderful cast members. And I suppose that's it. We will see you later.
Bye.
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 Ayo.